Fiscal cliff concerns are keeping markets hopping today, but this next trader says that investor anticipation is shifting. Larry Shover is at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Larry, the key question here is what happens when the market really gets off its hind legs and starts moving? Is it going to move up or is it going to move down?
Well, it all depends on what happens with the fiscal cliff. I mean, right now you have John Boehner being yelled at by his own party, the conservative part of the wing, and also the lefties. So he's in a really, really tight spot, and we have the ultimate binary trade right now. I mean, if something good should happen, we will rocket higher. If something bad happens, expect the worst right now. That's the thing right now. It's a yes or no trade.
Our congressional know-it-all, Chad Pergram at Fox News, was saying it's Republican on Republican violence. You know, it's so hard to even get a deal within your own party at this point. Everybody has special interests, but looking at the markets, you know, whatever's going to happen, we want to make our viewers some money. Where did you see the flows today? Oh, hold on, Larry, 1 second. We're just putting up Pandora's. We pick through these numbers. The stock is falling, of course, I'm sure making the shorts happy. Clearly, as we look at this stock, again, it had been up for the past 2.5 weeks, but it has just gotten hammered since its 6-month high reached 6 months ago. Larry, quickly, though, as we talk about it, where were the flows today that you saw?
There weren't many flows at all. I mean, I think people are talking about putting money into financials and materials and out of energy and utilities, but we really didn't see a whole lot of rotation. I mean, right now, Liz, macro correlations, the correlations between sectors are very, very high and rising every day. And until we get some clarity from Washington, expect that to continue.
Okay, by the way, Larry, we are continuing. Put up the numbers after hours on Pandora, because this is a real hit that this stock is taking. We're seeing a huge drop right now, about over 10% drop on Pandora. It ended at 945. It's now trading at 767. That's the bid after hours. Is this any indication of something more general, maybe in terms of internet music, et cetera?
Yeah, I think they were, but I think options traders had it dead wrong. I mean, implied volatility with pricing in a 3 to 4% move. There was a lot of bullish trades put in the market in the last couple of days. This is a classic example of the market getting it wrong, and perhaps this is a very good buying opportunity. People are shaken out because of the Apple news. Let's see what happens.
Let me just tell you that the news right now is that they say for full year 2013, they're going to swing to a loss of about 6 pennies. Nonetheless, they have listener hours up 67% year over year, but clearly that's not what the market is looking at right now. Let's look at Pandora right now. Justin? Robert Gray, you've got the numbers.
Yes, indeed, Liz, and you pointed it out. It's that forecast. We'll start right there. The loss, the expectation for the fourth quarter, 6 to 9 cents a share. The estimate there, analysts looking for a penny a share in the current quarter. So obviously a big disappointment there, and as they are seeing a loss on this operating on an operating basis. Revenue numbers also disappointment here for the fourth quarter. The company seeing 120 to 123 million bucks. The estimate, $130 million. So this is erasing any goodwill from last quarter where they beat the street handily. They earned a nickel a share. The estimate was just for a penny. Revenue exceeding expectations, 120 million bucks, beating 117 million. You mentioned it. The total listener hours did grow by 2/3 versus a year ago, 3.5 billion hours there. Active users reaching 59.2 million. That's almost 50% increase. But again, it's that forecast for the current quarter that's sending the shares tumbling in after hours.
They're getting crushed, actually, Larry Shover, now down about 20%. Clearly, this is a case of what have you done for me lately? They don't care that they beat on the revenue level. They care that the outlook for 2013 is a loss here, and that's a stunning move. You can't do that in one of these newer businesses.
No, you clearly can't, but maybe this is a very good buying opportunity because, as you said, most analysts were looking for the net listening hours, and that went up exponentially. So I know that they're worried about royalties being paid, but so is their competition. So perhaps this is a really good time to get in. When everybody's selling, it usually is a good time to get in.
All right, by the way, we should mention that the shares have been up about 20% over the last couple of weeks, but what's happened today has totally wiped out the gains. Even though they were up 20%, they were still negative for the year. You would really go into a stock that has been negative for the entire year and is down 20% in one day, Larry?
Well, keep in mind, I'm an old commodities trader, so I love momentum. And when everybody's going one way, that's a perfect time to start tipping your toe in the water and perhaps starting to buy. I mean, fundamentally, I like Pandora. I subscribe to it. I think it's a great service. And so when everybody's selling, there's no other good reason to buy it other than everybody's selling it right now.
Yeah, although the competitive landscape might get a little tougher these days. But Larry, we love your perspective as a trader. Thank you so much.
Talk about competitive landscape. Look what's happening.